You got a lot of notes.
This is just so deep. This is such a huge topic.
What's it called? Going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, definitely. Going down the rabbit hole.
And he's stripping.
Yeah. Strip that shit. I want to know about the Q's podcast. Hello, my name is Terry. Welcome to the Quiche Podcast. Oh, his name's Mike, ain't it? It's not Terry. Terry's on the other side.
We got some of mine.
Yes. Right. He's on the other side.
So this is part one of the unknown series. We're doing topic of simulation theory. We'll release a new part each day, and later on maybe I can just put them all together. I don't think it's that tough to.
Yeah, just one giant long one, because we know you guys like long ones.
Yeah, but Pop's been studying on this for quite a while. He thinks he's got it locked down.
Yeah, not even close. It is. This thing is so deep.
The simulation theory, it's like, it really does make sense.
It does when it's broke down to a way you can understand it.
Yeah.
Which is really hard to understand.
Like, if you were to just go up to some random person on the street and say, "Oh, this is a simulation. None of this shit matters," I'd be like, "The fuck are you talking about?"
Mm-hmm.
Because people have legitimately put a lot of thought and like time into this stuff.
Yeah, physicists, scientists,
and some of them even saying like, "Yeah, this is a simulation. It's not. It's more likely." Some of them believe it's more likely that we are in a simulation opposed to this being a reality.
Yeah, because they're saying it's like a multiverse. Like it could be like a multiverse. I mean, there could be parallels to this multiverse. It's kind of like if we were actually in a game. Because if you think about computers, how far they've come in the last 30 years, 40 years, like the first computers were like as big as a room. Now they can fit in your pocket. Like an Apple Watch is like better and faster than the first computers, and it fits on your hand. And it's like how far we've come with computers and technology and everything. It's like Mona. No, I just threw that out there. Just Mona. It's like if we were in a game like Sims or Minecraft or Grand Theft Auto or something like that. It's like if we were in Grand Theft Auto and the only real people around us were just our family, friends, and coworkers, and everybody else was fake. They were just different avatars, just set to program to. If you happen to bump into one of them, they say, "Hey, how do you want your hot dog?" or something like that. I don't know.
I remember an article being written when Grand Theft Auto came out, the newest one, GTA 5, and people saying, "Is it right to kill these people?" You know, it's one of the things of Grand Theft Auto. It's like you run around killing people for no reason. It's like, is it right because they're almost so real that they were just kind of living their own lives and they didn't know any better.
Yeah.
But you get to play as a character who can do whatever he wants.
like as a god or
Yeah.
something almost. Yeah.
Yeah. You could get shot 50 times and still not die.
And as you're playing one of these games, do you ever like feel empathy or anything for like some of the people you shoot, or is it
In the newest Rockstar game, I talked about this on a short podcast. It's like one of the first ones we came back doing.
Mm-hmm.
The Red Dead Redemption. It's like a Western game.
Oh yeah.
And in that one, the game feels so real that you do feel kind of like
feel bad.
Emphatic, I guess you would say, to certain just random characters. You can either help them or not help them, or tell them to piss off, whatever you want. You kind of just get, it's like so real. You have to be a law-abiding citizen. Otherwise, you got cops coming after you constantly.
Oh wow.
That's
so you almost feel bad for the characters that you don't help.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like it kind of makes it. And there's some people who go around killing whoever they meet in that game too. But like how I played it, it's like someone really needed help that I didn't think was too shady. I would go ahead and help them. It's like kind of felt for that person.
That's crazy because it almost fits into what we're talking about. It's like
and like the landscape is so realistic that I don't know. It's weird how just in games alone how far technology has come.
Yeah, I love to play that. What's it called?
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
I'm sure one of your grandkids or kids have played it by now.
Yeah. Sponsored by PlayStation.
I wish.
Yeah.
We might be sponsored by
Natural Light.
The big one.
The big one.
Just that one can, nothing else.
I don't want to see the big one. What if we were living in a simulation? Would you? What if we found out today that that's how it is? Like, we're living in a simulation. Would you change anything?
I don't know. Depends. If you die, do you get to restart from that start of that day, or do you restart as a new person?
Is it like, when you die, is it reboot, or is that reincarnation?
You start over from the first time you really kind of gain consciousness, which most people, I think it's weird. You think about it, no one remembers being 1, 2, and 3, right. But you kind of just wake up all of a sudden. You're 4 years old. You have to go to school.
Your first memories are like of 4 and 5 years old.
Yeah. Then, as you move to like 7, 8, 9 years old, you kind of remember 4 and 5. But they kind of slowly fade away as the older you get. And it makes you wonder, like, did that shit even happen?
Yeah.
How did I even go to school? I didn't know what I was doing.
And also our what if our memories are just like what if they're just files not erased on a hard drive?
I've heard of that too. It's like people, or I've heard, I can't remember which teacher it was. I may have actually been in college. Said the brain is like a computer. You only have a certain amount of memory, and eventually you're going to have to delete some stuff to create new files. Say you get a new picture album, but one from 2003 is still on there or something, and you got to delete some of those pictures that maybe aren't that good, or maybe people that you don't necessarily have a relationship with anymore. You would go ahead and delete those. It's kind of like, if you think about it, it's kind of like a brain's memory.
Brain cells.
Like, you might not learn a new song today on guitar, but in the back of your mind, the song you used to know got pushed out.
That's very true. I forget songs all the time.
Yeah, but you learn new songs all the time, too.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like
replacement memory.
Yeah. That's a good term.
That could be a new thing. Replacement memory.
That's what the brain kind of is. It's kind of like a replacement.
It's like, and also like they're saying everything's like everything's quantifiable. It's like quantifiable physics. It's like everything can be measured through math. Basically, is one theory that I've heard. There's a man, I can't remember his name, is James Gates, I think. He thinks everything's quantifiable, everything is math, everything can be broken down by ones and zeros. It's like
Coding.
Yeah, it's coding. And I mean, if we are in a simulator, is it run by advanced beings? Are there several levels of reality?
Yeah, I've heard that too. Like, the only way we'll be able to, like, know if we are in a simulation, or if, like, it's weird. You kind of get your brain twisted up a little bit.
Yeah.
The more you kind of think about it,
Yeah.
it's like advanced civilizations are graded on like a point system.
Yeah,
You ever heard that? Like
I have heard that.
or like a generation or something like that. It's like we're still in like 1.72 or something like that.
Yeah, and like Zeta Reticuli is way up there.
Yeah, and then there's the ones that harvest, the sun's energy, and there's some that like can control the whole entire galaxy or universe. Or
I wish we could at least harvest the sun's energy.
yeah,
I mean, we can have like battery, like
solar panels.
solar panels.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
like we
about,
kind of can if you think about it, but not necessarily.
I bet the Aztecs did. I bet that's
Probably
what
did.
part of the pyramids are about. They somehow harvest all the sun's energy, and that's why it's just always shiny over there. Sun's shining down.
I miss Mexico now.
Yeah, Mexico's awesome. Now I want Mexican food. So now our next topic is burritos. Are you a burrito
Are burritos part of simulation?
or are they just bits of RAM? just to feed your avatar so it can get health.
Yeah, it's funny. Someone who really knows about computers. I don't know shit really. I know the very basic amount of computers, and you didn't grow up in that generation.
Yeah, I can get
You
on
grew up in
Google.
like the Commodore generation.
Yeah, totally. I mean, Commodore 64 and VIC 20s, we figure out how to push words onto a screen.
Yeah.
We put words on a screen, and that's about it. I think we could save it on a floppy disk. You may not even have heard of a floppy disk. I don't know.
Yeah, and there's more people like we might not know what the hell we're talking about. We're just kind of going over the
Just
theory in a
spitballing.
whole, not
Just
so.
chasing down the rabbit hole and just
Yeah.
spitballing here.
This is kind of the introductory into the simulation theory. Just kind of get people.
Kind of aware of it,
Yeah, I mean,
If you
you
have
don't
never
have to
just-
believe in it,
of
obviously.
course.
And we might not even believe in it.
And there's no disrespect to anybody that's religious. If you believe in God, that's it. But, but what if God, just say for example, I'm not saying it's like this, but I'm saying, what if God was the programmer? The programmer of the
What
simulation.
if God isn't what you think? What if he or she is actually like or it doesn't have to be a certain thing. What if it's like just a computer, some alien's computer?
Yeah.
And it kind of gets weird too because it ties into like it's called afterlife or after death. Well, not really after death. Afterlife theory of like
Yeah.
what happens. Is it just you go blank? Do you get to see your life played in reverse or something, or do you get to go to heaven, go to hell? Do you reincarnation as an animal or as another person? It's weird. And I remember at the time I told you about Steve Jobs when right before he died, he supposedly said "wow" 3 times as he literally took like his last breath.
His first time was like, wow.
Yeah.
No.
It's like, what was he seeing?
Yeah.
Was he just seeing his whole life, or was he seeing like the next life?
Like he had the answer. Like he's so smart in his brain, and then those last seconds, last moments of life, he had the answers.
Yeah.
I'm thinking. I mean, that's what it sounds like to me.
And it's weird. It's like when people talk about, like when you're dying, your life flashes before your eyes. It makes you wonder what seems like maybe it takes someone like a minute to die. Are they living out 80, 60, 50, 30, 20 years of life?
Yeah.
Or are they just seeing just a bunch of blurred images over, or if that even exists, who knows?
Yeah, could be. It's kind of like that story you told me about a guy that like fell and bumped his head.
Oh yeah.
Then when he woke up, he was like married and had a kid.
Yeah.
And went through this whole life. Went
for
through
like 16 years.
Yeah, 16 years of life, and the whole time he was like in a coma or something.
It would. You can find that story on Reddit. It's about this kid. Well, not really a kid, but he went to college and he got knocked out somehow, and he lived out this life of like 15 years or something. Maybe even less time than that. I don't know. But he remembers one day like looking at a lamp and hearing like a siren and hearing people talking. All of a sudden he wakes up and he's in the back of this ambulance. I don't know why I enunciated that so much. And it was like he had literally lived out 15 years of life within a time of like 5 minutes. Like every single day was like you would, how we experience every single day. Sometimes it goes good, sometimes it goes bad, sometimes new things come up, sometimes it's the same stuff. It's like, what is that? I wonder. Is that like, did he slip into a different reality for a second or 5 minutes? Or did he just, which is so traumatic in his brain that his brain just had to, his brain thought he was dying. And it's kind of like a coping mechanism.
Or was that a time slip?
Yeah, and you can look up time slips as well, and those kind of tie into simulation. I remember reading this story about this girl who was playing outside when she was like 12 or 13. Or, I think it was on YouTube actually. But anyways, she like picked up some sticks, and for a minute, or for not even a minute, but for a few seconds, she was like this Native American woman gathering firewood for her people, and she knew she had a purpose, and before she could even take a step, she's like slipped back into her present day self of being like 12 or 13 years old, playing in a backyard in a city.
That would suck.
It's weird, a lot.
But in a way that almost make you grateful because you see where you were in the past.
Yeah.
And you see where you are in the future, and be like, oh man, I couldn't live without my tablet.
Yeah.
100 years before it was come out or whatever,
It's like if your life, if you were to wake up tomorrow and you woke up and you were 13 again, and it's like, damn, that's a weird dream.
Yeah.
But that was it. The dream already fades away after a few seconds to a few hours to a few days. It's gone. It's always just going to be a weird dream. Kind of like, I'm sure you've had dreams of like where you, when you were younger, of like something in the future.
Yeah.
Like dreaming of your grandkids that only existed in your dreams, or your wife that only existed in your dreams. Not saying that you don't have your dream wife now or anything, but it's just like literally you're dreaming it's like this alternate path went on. It's like, is that really an alternate timeline, or is it more of like just a weird random dream?
Yeah, a glimpse into the future.
Yeah.
Or something maybe.
And like I've had dreams of like seem like past lives and future occurrences, I guess, where it seems so real for just that split amount of time, and they've kind of stuck with me. And some of them I hope they never come true.
Yeah, your dreams and my wife's dreams. You guys scare me to death with those.
Yeah.
Like you two and Stephen King should get together and get Johnny Depp to play in your movie.
Yeah.
And that would be a blockbuster on Netflix already, I can tell.
Yeah. And I know we're kind of getting off topic here, but it's really, if you can tie it all into the same thing, dream interpretations, time slips, simulation theory, hell, they might be all in one and the same. That could just be a glitch as far as simulation theory goes.
Yeah.
Maybe you say you had a dream about being someone else who lived in New York or something. Like,
yeah,
that could be just like a glitch. You actually were that person for just a bit, but then you came back to your...
Yeah, it's kind of like they say a glitch in the matrix. Like they say matrix flaws, glitches, like deja vu. Deja vu's supposedly like a glitch in the matrix, like insomnia and mental disorders like schizophrenia. There could those be like supernatural elements, say ghosts or miracles? Like, you see ghosts and miracles, are they just glitches in the matrix if you have schizophrenia or insomnia disorders?
It's like a bug on a computer.
Right.
Like if you're playing Grand Theft Auto, you see someone who's halfway sunken into the ground or a road or something.
Yeah.
It's not that person's still not kind of carrying on their business. It's that they glitched out. What if that's like
somebody that wasn't born with legs or something?
Yeah. If you think about it, it's like if there's 7 billion people on Earth, or 7.5, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
It may be more than that, maybe 9. I can't remember.
I think you're right. I think it's 7 billion right now.
But in a simulation and a computer that could actually handle that, there is bound to be some that they just couldn't quite fix or just go unnoticed, and maybe that could be like an illness or something, And I'm not saying that's what I think. That's just kind of like a weird thought.
Yeah.
If a computer could run that many things and situations per second, like there's bound to be little bugs and glitches throughout that.
Yeah, like this, they say there might be a simulator of a simulator of a simulator,
Yeah, it just keeps going on and on, and just you can make your brain hurt just thinking about all the possibilities.
Yeah, that's why this is such a hard topic to tackle, really. But it was a great challenge, and we're not saying we figured it out, or, I mean, Einstein died in 55. He spent the last 30 years of his life trying to disprove this theory, and he's the one that come up with relativity.
He really couldn't figure out how to disprove this theory, couldn't he?
No, he never did. He never did disprove it. He never even. I mean, he tried.
Yeah,
he tried, but.
But anyways, this is part 1. Part 2 will be tomorrow, and look for the upload, and we'll see you then.
Right. Very good.